Is that like for a vlog or something? Oh my god. What is it for?
It's vlog day 141.
That's for water, you know? Don't come on.
We're gonna wait a couple more minutes for stragglers and then we'll get started.
Deanan! Come sit next to me. Oh,
He doesn't even care about them anymore. It's not Ben 10.
Alright.
Hearing. The Supreme Court is now open and in session. The Honorable Chief Justice Crowe is presiding with his distinguished justices. The Supreme Court will now hear arguments in the case of Gregg versus Georgia. Please rise as the Supreme Court justices. Let the record show that all parties in the case are present and prepared.
You'll have to move, slide that back. Clerk log this in his official record, court docket number. You know what? Can you put my, I don't have the rights. Can you go find my docket number, please? I like to be official. It's a Word document on the bottom. Make sure you put the right one up. And when you have it up, let me know. Not their visual. So if you see that on the bottom there where the Word documents are, it'll say pretrial court instructions. On the bottom.
Don't kill yourself.
Excuse me. Did you find it, please? So I don't have to get up. No, on the bottom page where the minimized document. Okay, place that up there. Is it up there? Should say court instructions. Alright. Can you minimize the other documents? There you go. Scroll it up, please. Scroll it up. Bailiff. There. Alright, very good. Okay, one more. Keep going. Let's get it correct. Thank you. Good job. Thank you, bailiff. Okay. Can you just put your head down, Angela? Let me just see if it's minimized. Okay, good. Or frozen. Clerk Logis' official record, court docket number 20194, Session 3, for the first time in the history of Scrollism, March 27th, 2019. We are here to continue the debate on the death penalty. Let the record show, Gregg, are you present? Let the record show, clerk, that counsel for Gregg is present. Georgia, please raise your hand to identify yourself. Let the record show that counsel for Georgia is present. We are here to finish one more argument for each side on the death penalty. Remember, justices at the conclusion of closing statements are going to meet, see which side, in your opinion, after 3 days, did a better job with the facts. Right. Backpacks off your desk, no cell phones out. I think we had an argument we left off with Gregg. Aha. So that was their argument, and I recollected it, and then they're going to we're starting that argument all over. So let's just do it correctly. Let's do it correctly. Gregg, present your next argument, please.
As we stated yesterday, we are about to show you a chart with the death penalty as well as the botched executions. At the bottom of this chart, you will see a few stories from the botched executions. I also will be reading you one of the ones I don't believe is on that paper, but I have it here.
Okay, so let the audience also see the visual, make sure they have a side. Can you have someone hold one of the justices can share? You can have someone hold it up. No, someone of the team stand in the middle, hold up the documents, and then you guys can, or the visuals or whatever you're trying to do. Okay. Proceed, please.
The story I will be reading today happened recently, February 22nd, 2018. Abraham Darrell Lee Town. Lethal injection failed. Despite several warnings from defense counsel that it would be impossible to find a vein in which to insert the catheter, Pam suffered from advanced cancer and was present with the execution for 2.5 hours. The executioners tried to find a vein, leaving him with 10-12 puncture marks, including 6 in his groin and others that punctured his bladder and penetrated his femoral artery. Finally, approaching a midnight deadline that prohibited further attempts, execution was called off. Abraham Corrections Commissioner Jeff Dunn later told reporters I wouldn't necessarily characterize this that will be hashtag as a problem.
So what I'd like to say to that is...
Okay, well, let's summarize your arguments. The point of the visual is the argument, so the justices can understand.
What we're trying to show you is the fact that this is a list of a bunch of botched executions, and the story I just told you, they classified that as something that wasn't a problem, it wasn't excessive. He was, again, punctured, I believe, 10 to 12 times. Multiple times. In his groin, in his femoral artery, and his bladder. If that's not excessive, I don't know what is.
Okay, but what did he do?
We don't know.
Georgia, would you like a recess to respond, or do you want to just?
No, we're good.
Okay.
So, to be given the death penalty as the similar cases, of course, so he obviously killed people. And just think about, like, the various amounts of pain that the person that man would feel, imagine what he would have felt, okay? So, it's not really excessive considering that it's not any more severe than what he did himself initially. It's not excessive.
What state did this take place in?
Alabama.
Alabama is not Georgia. We do not know that our state here would screw something like that up. And besides, out of 1,054 total lethal injection executions, only 75 of them have been
Our
botched.
point is
7.1%.
that this was excessive. He was hurt way more times than he had to be for the lethal injection.
And this lasted 2.5 hours. They let it go on for 2.5 hours.
It's rare.
This is
How
one
many other
case. This is one case out of like.
As far as I know, this is the ones that we found. This is it.
52. Rare. I mean, that's my point.
Those 52 people,
Rare.
had to go through that.
Okay, Ms. Bauer, Ms. Gonzalez, $1,000 for that.
And we displayed on these charts different execution methods other than the lethal injection. We established yesterday electric chair can't be used in the state of Georgia, nor can.
I'm sorry, did you just say electric chair? Because that's not electric chair,
Oh,
that's
my
lethal
bad.
injection.
My bad. An electric chair, I meant to point out this. My bad. And then gas chamber can't be used in Georgia. That's not allowed in Georgia. That was only used in California. But now that Governor Newsom signed that thing, Newsom, my apologies.
Okay.
Governor Newsom signed that. There's no such thing as a gas chamber. Hanging, that's like prehistoric.
Yeah, but didn't you say yesterday that we've been doing this for decades?
Okay, your point.
I'm saying
You
that
just
it's
said it was
prehistoric.
prehistoric, okay? You've been doing it for.
Modern day. This is not like we don't use hanging. And
We
then
do.
firing squad. On top of that, firing squad. We don't use firing
Okay,
squad.
at this point, you're just badgering our visuals, and you're not one to talk since you were giving us visuals as we were debating on the first day. You looked up a graph on your computer as we were debating. That's not.
You didn't have it prepared before, you found it on
But we
Google,
knew
We
it was
had
a
there's a
video.
website that incorporates that.
which was run
graph.
by a priest.
Okay, your point is.
It's run by a priest. He's not a.
What difference? What
It's
difference
not a
does it
legal
make?
document!
Order. $5,000, Greg, $5,000, Greg. Grandstand, badgering and intimidation. Next, bailiff. Collect the visuals, return them to Gregg. Take a brief recess. Georgia, prepare to start. Order! This is my 25th session, and this has been a really good debate, probably one of the best debates I've had in my 20-year career, but we're not gonna, I can only handle one more argument from Georgia. Did you criticize a priest that had to be a staunch Catholic?
No, I didn't criticize it, I criticized the fact that they're using it because he's not a legal official to state the fact of saying he's only using the Bible.
Oh, I thought someone had mentioned it.
I'm not saying that being a
Chief
religious
Justice
guy.
School, there's statistics, despite being written by a priest. they're
Okay.
facts.
Okay, thank you. Clarification, fine Seagar, $100 for writing correct.
I said like.
Georgia,
We have a visual we want to incorporate with our argument, please.
okay, we know the protocols of the visual that is going to be disturbing.
Yes, it's going to be disturbing. So anyone in the audience, jury, petitioner, team, and
Is it on the overhead?
yeah.
It's really just a photo, so.
If you don't want to look, just put your heads
Very
down.
graphic.
Right, excuse me, I'm let him finish, please.
Yes, so like I said, if you're sensitive to this type of content, just make sure to put your heads down and cover your eyes.
I don't like it up too long, just so you know, number one, and number two, please make sure that you summarize the argument and the points of what it's for. So either do that before or after.
So before we show you the image.
Oh, hold on, do you want me to unfreeze it, or let me know when you're ready for me to unfreeze it?
Okay. So we know that Troy Leon Gregg murdered 2 people, right? And he shot them in the head, one in the cheek, and the other like by his eye. And so what we're going to show you today is a similar case where a criminal actually shot 2 people in Guatemala in the head to demonstrate the severity of this crime.
Okay.
So would you please unfreeze it?
Now, no discussion in the audience, please. I'm not going to put it on for a very long time. The people there in the front, put your head down. Or turn around and go in the back, there's plenty of space. Okay, what's your point?
Our point is that similar case like this, if Troy Leon Gregg, in fact, gets sentenced to prison and he does get released upon good behavior, he may be sentenced, pardon me, he may do something like this once again.
Okay, so can you minimize that, or you want to continue?
Yes. The person who did this was in similar mind when they decided to shoot these two teachers in the head. It's like, did you need to see it to understand how bad what he did was? You want to put all these emotions, but you
Let
have
her
no
finish.
facts to back this up.
Okay, do we still need the visual up, Greg, or can we minimize it? Put the visual down, please. Okay, remove their stuff off, Mike, and just minimize it. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, let Greg respond. I couldn't hear, please.
You said the weapon was a shotgun, am I correct?
Yes.
The weapon Gregg used was 1.25 caliber.
Okay, it
Would
was a
not,
gun.
would not,
Firearm.
it would not have that same effect. The bullet
Yes,
was
like,
small.
wouldn't you think that the victims would like that? Sure, this photo was more graphic than what actually happened. But don't you think what Gregg did was equally as bad as this?
It was a point blank range. At that point, they couldn't even feel the pain. They were already dead.
One of them was alive.
Okay, but they were already dead. They couldn't.
They're not dead. They're
The ones that
severely
he shot,
wounded.
the ones that Gregg shot, were dead. It was point
Okay,
blank range,
but they
point
could've still
25
been
caliber
at
Let her
pistol.
finish time, please.
They still could have been alive. They could have been still here today.
Could've.
If he decided
Could've.
not
Let
to.
her finish.
But
Yes,
it's a
but Gregg
possibility.
decided to fire
Okay,
just for money and the car.
Just for that. And he admitted to cold-blooded murder.
let Greg respond.
This was after the fact that the letter that you mentioned, I believe, was it Monday or was it yesterday? Both days? You said that he burned a letter, am I correct?
Alan.
Alan
He
burned
sent,
a letter.
he sent,
No,
please,
I'm asking.
Let Greg finish, Ms. Gonzalez.
I'm asking, am I correct, that he had this letter of what he was gonna say?
no,
Okay. What else have you said before?
no, you obviously didn't listen correctly because I said that he had sent Alan a letter to memorize and burn it so he could influence Alan's story so it seemed like his. But then a handwriting expert concluded that the letter was written by Gregg.
Which is what I was talking about. I'm a little,
Well, you weren't really being so specific, you were just going together like.
you're also saying that after the fact, going back to the point, you're saying that after the fact, that this letter was burned, and he said, oh, I wanted to kill them, right? And
He
so,
said, yeah.
but his original thought was, I'm not gonna kill him, I'm just gonna rob him. So that, you could have
You know
changed the
this?
story. How do
Are
we
you
know?
Gregg?
How do we know?
Are you
Was
Troy
on.
Gregg?
Well, how are you? Were you sentenced and were you what was going on to them
No,
on
but
the How do you know what's on that letter?
exactly,
How do you
that
know what
goes
happened?
back to you as well, because you don't know what they're feeling, but I can assure you that what what Simmons and Moore was feeling was fear, okay? But Gregg may not even be feeling remorse at this point, because he's a cold-blooded murderer, and he admitted to this.
Okay, enough. This Power, $1,000 for badgering, this $1,000 for badgering, Bella, $1,000 for badgering, throwing $100 for Nina, even though she's not here.
I think we rolled up 5,000 now, so that's great.
Excuse the order. Okay, I think I've reached my zenith. We're gonna go ahead and go to closing statements. Each side take a brief recess, we have a little more time for closing statements, to review your closing statements. 2-minute recess granted.
I like this debate. Very. I like it. It never said that they were.
So when we do closing statements, I think it's important, I'm talking, someone's interrupting me. I think it's important that we allow each person to go through their closing statement, they're not rebuttals. So we need to be appropriate, there should be no talking. They're gonna be a little longer than normal. We'll hear those closing statements, then we'll render a decision outside. So closing statement for Gregg, please approach the podium.
Good afternoon, Chief Justice Kroll, Justices, audience, and Georgia. We're representing Mr. Troy Leon Gregg. Now that you've all auscultated and taken notice of our arguments and Georgia's, it is on your sole decision, Justices, whether Gregg faces the death penalty or not. We have concluded, based on our evidence, that Gregg should not face the inhumane and cruel death penalty. We are also attentive of the fact that Gregg did not have the best intention with our two victims. May they rest in peace. Yet we still believe and are certain that no state shall deprive any person of their lives. Taking another person's life through the death penalty just creates another murder. There is also always a chance of a botched execution. A botched execution is when there is an error from the protocol of the specific execution used. Extreme torture comes from these botched executions. Justices, we wanted to mention that Georgia was extremely unprofessional and unprepared with their visuals, so as to the point where they couldn't even provide each one of you a copy of their nonsensical charts. The amendment that the state of Georgia is evidently violating is the 14th Amendment. We are undeniably certain that we have given sufficient proof that this argument is very in fact just and rational. U.S. Supreme Court Justice William Brennan described an execution by an electric chair. He claimed, quote, "The prisoner's eyeballs sometimes pop out and rest on their cheeks. The prisoner often defecates, urinates, and vomits blood and drool. Their body turns bright red as their temperature rises. The prisoner's flesh swells and his skin stretches to the point of breaking. Sometimes the prisoner catches fire." End quote. We would also want to remind you all of the fact that Governor Gavin Newsom of California is going to halt the death penalty as of March 2019. There are more and more government officials who are finally noticing how ineffective, cruel, and inhumane the death penalty truly is. Justices, please keep in mind that we are here for Gregg, but ultimately, this case is about the death penalty and the fact that it's not benefiting anyone, including the victims. Gregg could simply live his life caged and stripped of his freedoms in prison. He has his whole lifetime to regret his actions. He will go through the pain of solitary confinement, unlike how you all just want to end his life. Several inmates spend years on death row, yes, and they may have some time to think and reflect. But once they've repented and decided to rehabilitate themselves and become a member that wants to contribute to society, they're given a date to be brutally killed, murdered. We must also no longer waste our taxpayers' money on a system that is ineffective. As you paid close attention to Georgia and our arguments, I would also want you all to keep the idea that the death penalty would just merely be vengeance on Gregg and not the justice that the families would be satisfied with. Gregg did not have a good intent with our victims, but if you think that by setting anyone up through the torture of the death penalty is justifiable, I would wonder if those convicted are the only monsters here. Thank you.
Thank you. Order! No applause in this courtroom. Order! 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 Thank you. Closing statement for Georgia, please.
Alright, good afternoon. Before I begin, I would like to dedicate this time to adulate the beautiful audience, justices, and of course, the esteemed petitioners. My name is Joshua Alcantar, a counsel for Georgia. Allow me to please praise my accomplices for accompanying me since the beginning. They are Angelica Gonzalez, Brandon Estes, and Jalissa Valente. On these past days, we hope to have gained any measure of reconsideration our respectable justices may have had in mind. We urge you not to take the completely redundant statements, the petitioners impose. They are unwarranted. Their so-called declarations deserve dismissal, and their inquiries have truly ruled approval of Gregg's deceitful killings. Hence, it is not recommended you take the petitioner's severely flawed and inessential arguments into the slightest of consideration. For one, they displayed a number of outdated sources. They showed us a fake video of an execution extracted from none other than a movie, and claimed it was a real reenactment, but clearly it was fake. Not only this, but they believed that Gregg killed on the account of self-defense, which is an absolute misconception and conclusively inexact. That is only what Gregg claimed, yet the truth can be easily revealed upon numerous sources. The petitioners decided to stir irrelevant logs, one of which did not come up in California statutes, peeling oranges and hotels. Gregg's attempts to transfigure his statement, even admitting only leads to a greater loss of trust. After his rancid reactions to merely just being given a ride, an additional chance to add his countless chances already is one we cannot risk gifting. Murder is not something to take lightly. The evasion of killing him will without a doubt breed regret. Capital punishment and the death of Gregg will ensure several variations of safety. It must be remembered that there is not a large number of reasoning for murderers. The death penalty, to put it short, is an act that cannot be forgiven. And the treachery his killings brought can only be subdued by the death of Gregg. With that being said, we can continue. Troy Leon Gregg, a cold-blooded killer who decided a car and cash were a viable switch for 2 lives. We must not only think too heavily on what his death will do, but we must focus on what bad has been done. He was not in the right. He selfishly, for his own personal profit, and in desperation, rushed to influence Alan's narratives. Although the petitioners deemed it cruel and unusual, it is almost contradictory. Murder is unethical and uncharitable. Despite his horrendous acts, he is fortunate to die painlessly. The electric chair and lethal injection kill nearly instantaneously, despite the botched executions. It is not advised to deem excessiveness. Gregg admitted he wanted them dead. And when this selfish monster saw their prosperity, he gained incentive to go for the kill. When the two were most vulnerable under a heavy influence, Troy Leon Gregg killed them. And he admitted to this. To precisely quote a statement from the Legal Informative Institute, when Alan had finished telling this story, one of the officers asked the petitioner if this was the way it had happened. The petitioner hung his head and said that it was. The officer then said, "You mean you shot these 2 men in cold blood murder just to rob them?" And the petitioner said yes. Revolting, deceitful, abhorrent, repugnant, evil. We must note that the death penalty does not violate the 8th and 14th Amendments. As we established and applied emphasis to during the case, Georgia protects criminals. Georgia protects the victims, not the criminals. Do not let some scary scenes scare you. For one of the videos was actually a simulation, meaning it was an imitation of the electric chair. It is just a lousy, influential visual. Do not be fooled, audiences and justices. Nothing they showed you yesterday was real, and was either an exaggeration or a simulation, which is also not really, and not real, but merely imitation. Mind. They were obviously uneducated about this topic and paid little to the propositions that they shaped as they spoke. We have obligation to end his life for his reckless murders. His fundamentally inadmissible behavior, something we will not abide. He is not welcome into society again, and any threat that will potentially be applied will be dismissed by his death. He can reflect whilst on death row, but it is to be led to death. We have made it clear and apparent this type of demeanor is not tolerated. No sympathy will be spared for this man who is nothing but immoral, inhumane, wantonly vile, and nothing but dangerous. He had multiple chances to redeem himself, prove that he has self-control and room for improvement. Gregg's reaction to the situation was uncalled for, and the victims are not to be held accountable. Animals, as themselves, will never feel the pain our victims did. To finally and lastly conclude, such opinions displayed by the petitioners are not to be taken into mind. Justices, you may have seen the acts displayed of the death penalty today, but did anyone assume that it was going to be a smooth process for the criminal? After wanting to cause harm to people, they absolutely deserve this. It is completely ethical to kill them, rather than they waste our time sitting in prison at large. His death alone may not make any serious changes. This can be the start of many positive changes if the death penalty were to be enforced. To restate, Gregg will never feel the complete array of absolute pain and fear Morris and Simmons did. Thank you.
Thank you. Order! No response. Okay, Ms. Power. $5,000 inappropriate remarks, Ms. Power.
What's the first thing on there?
Order! Ms. Power, you're out of order.
Please rise up to justice and place your
You're getting to the heads of people.
You're right.
That's the one that Connor, get out of the way. Madison! Calm down.
We're not arguing. They're outside. Oh, we can do this! I can get you that long.
Madison! Hey! Madison! I already searched it up! Okay? And you have to order.
Would you guys settle down, please? Thank you.
Angel! You're recording the whole time? For what? Is that your phone? Chick. John! Mr. Carl, that you're recording? Are you open? There's something. And then you have like a I took it like that. I don't know. And then I took
Recording. Like, why? Why do you just have to record? Why not?
Yeah, you are.
I know, why not?
Cause like you're like
Take a picture of my mouth.
putting it like straight at my face. Over there too.
Your face is shiny.
Yeah, I know.
Take a picture
I have no hairs on it. Barely have white little blonde hairs.
Right now. Wait, can you take one of them?
Is that Caleb up there?
No, look at William. Take it.
I'm just next to you. Connor, do I have you on Instagram?
I don't know. This is 30 minutes. How am I going to post this?
Oh yeah. Put it on Snapchat.
You Let me get them views, man.
Did you see what Eric did? Look at the.
Yeah, I know.
He was like this.
Hold up, let me get closer. Hold up. Gotta get to the action.
A motor report right now. Do you really want to do
Yes, my boy.
We're dealing with a motor
Hey,
report.
I'm uploading this time. I got you. Trust.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, YouTube.
This is Gregg. Hi.
We're the Gregg.
Tree named after us. There's a country.
You're right. Yeah.
Please. Please be seated. Okay, so I think we should give each side a nice round of applause. As I said, it was the first time I ever had a session 3, so remember, don't get upset if you don't win. It's not about winning or losing. It's about what you learn from the experience. You know, it was a very hard decision. The justices were uncertain. They thought both sides prepared probably better than any sides I've seen in the 20 plus years I've done this. So, you know, it's hard to, when I'm in the soapbox, it's hard to remember, but you guys did a fantastic job. Make sure you shake hands, be good sports, shake hands with the justices. We have reached a 5-4 decision. Georgia 5, Gregg 4.
We take those.
How did that happen?
Hey. We take those.
Oh, Connor, get us on film.
Oh.
Okay.
Well done.
Go for a
Hey.
I live, so I'm.
Now he escaped.
Period 7. Grab one of these chairs and take it down to the cafeteria and put it in the appropriate location.
Hey, I help with this. Yo, let me get that chair in the back.
I like to kiss back. Hey.
Did y'all hear that?
Yo, I'm still recording. What? Is my bottle back there? Okay, yeah, that's good. That's it. Yeah.
Yo, Connor, Georgia game.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Hey. One more run by, you know. GG.
Good job.
Georgia gang.
Where's your bag?
We'll get back eventually.
Best we can do is.
No, wait, I gotta. Hey.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Georgia game. No, who did go to Fort Voyager?
Like, what statement? Everyone's like, a wild guy
Like,
see?
who didn't go?
Yeah.
Of course, and I'm post it on your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Of course.
Bro, it's time for that YouTube channel, dude.
Yeah, Dragon Blaze XDFTW, please. I need more subscribe. Kroll subscribe. Kroll subscribe, yo. 72 subs. We're making moves. I hope.
Bro, we gotta go in there, call it.
Yeah.
Bro, Eric starts clapping.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit. Yo, did you guys see Eric? What did I do wrong? He really didn't want to look, bro. It was nothing but two heads blown off. What? Oh, incredible performance. No, we can't be leaking our school. Really impressive.
He sent me
Where
that
someone
photo.
shoots it up? Oh.
Yo, chill. Unlisted. Unlisted.
Of course.
It's gonna be unlisted. Wait, what?
Yo, I recorded that.
I've gone to Jake Paul, Logan Paul.
Yo, SoundCloud new rap.
Hey.
Gregg, more like Oh, never mind.
Get him over there. Bro, people don't know how to stack up chairs these days. That's why they make black people do it.
Yo, relax.
Okay, make it easier. Bring all those chairs right here.
Okay.
Over there. Over there.
Okay.
Hey, guys!
I did this. Why are you just setting them down?
Because he's George. I guess not. Yeah.
Set them out.
Because he said stack.
Okay.
Line up.
Just set them up
Everybody
here.
line
Just
up,
set them up
line
here.
Everybody line up. Just one time.
Oh, is that bubble gum piece?
Yeah.
Yo, that's the OG, okay?
That's still on my mind.
Yo, man, 2012, like, best year, probably. I don't remember, but
This is Caleb in basketball? You there when Caleb went like that in PE?
I probably was just walking. Probably just walking, but yo, I gotta get my stuff, but yeah.
Line up, everybody line up, line up.
Yo. Put that down. Oh, wait, no, I gotta record it.
See everything. You see all this in front of you.
Yo, it has
See
color.
this? You see this?
Yo.
This
Yeah.
could be ours.
Yeah, you're right. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. After school, I got you. I'm still recording.
You're going, but on your own account. I'm going on my own account. Yeah, I didn't know. I forgot. I was like, oh, it's okay. Tomorrow, right? Yeah. Well, there's no, and I'm just gonna be there. I forgot.
Ask Kroll, he would be the one to ask, you know.
I'm still gonna call you Chief Justice
What's the
Kroll.
question?
Are we allowed to leave?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone else has left already.
True. I gotta go to White.
You have to stay though, huh? No. I have stuff. Okay, make parent, not.
So what are we gonna do?
Huh?
What are we gonna do? All guard.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, if you got our names mixed up.
I'm just gonna say all guard. No, alright?
Here, take these and put those in there.
What's up?
Jacket.
I'm going back to class, man. GG.
Putting this on Snap or what?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. Y'all really need this. Well then. Hello.
Are you gonna put that? You should put that on your
I will.
You should put all the videos you have for that on what?
YouTube.
You add me on IG. Add me under it's Christina backwards spelled backwards _ Robinson. Alright, lower down. Add me. Alright, add me on Snapchat.
What are you doing? And follow me on Instagram, unofficial _ Martha.
Okay then, add me on Snapchat at baller _ Jaylene7.
Oh, I got one. Add me on nothing because I have no social media.
Yeah, this is almost 50 minutes. Yeah, I did the whole time.
Just give us the shoutouts. Keep the shoutouts in it.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I got you.
You should like edit it
My
all.
in it because it's funny.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Wait, I think I got it wrong. YouTube channel. Because it's like when he was younger.
Yeah, I know.
Mistake. Lowercase JOR soccer 007.
All right.
YouTube channel.
Okay, so Caleb's a justice, right? And he looks like a sleepy dog.
That's rude.
Hey, how's it going?
Wait, that's it? Yeah. Okay, remember to subscribe.